Hi, let me tell you a little bit about my English journey and how much I have improved my skill over the years. Before you get into the talk, I just want to say that I'm no professional. I'm only speaking from my experience and my personal story. I do not claim that I'm good at English or have enough proficiency to teach anyone about the language. I'm just simply sharing with you guys about my English journey and hope that we can contribute more ways to improve our English as a community here. Therefore, I'd not welcome any toxic comments or non-constructive criticism. Thank you for understanding, and let's get into the video. So back when I was still in high school, I didn't actually good at English as people always assumed me to be. All I did was remember all the lines from American movies and Disney TV show that I was so obsessed with. Believe me or not, I can't even tell what was a noun and an adjective until I was in grade 10. I was so lucky to meet my English teacher. He inspired me and helped me a lot with my broken English. My experience with English is a little different. English wasn't my first choice. I didn't know I'd be interested in the subject in the first place. Fun fact, I actually took chemistry as the subject to compete in my high school year. I ended up not being on the finalists. Anyway, I only got serious with my English until I got into the university, more specifically my third year of uni. Let me tell y'all, it was a long and tiring journey. I stumbled to fix my grammatical mistakes. I misused vocabulary all the time. I have to review basic sentence structure, basic tenses, clauses, collocations, preposition, verbs, models. I basically studied everything from the beginning and tried to collect pieces of information along the way. Eventually, my English improved, just like everybody else. Oh, and by the way, I'm still on my way to reviewing all the basic grammar here, so no judge. Well, let's get into the tea. I got better with my English. So, what's my secret? Do I even have one? I don't actually, but I can give you my most honest pieces of advice. Number 1, self-study, or make yourself an independent learner. The ugly truth is, no one is going to show you all the best methods in the world that could help you improve or leverage your English skill, but for free. If you want free, suitable, easy, yet effective methods, you have to get your ass up and search for them yourself. You cannot wish to achieve something if you don't even put effort into it. There are thousands, millions of resources available online and things called the internet, Google, YouTube, Facebook. Those are the things that are going to help to maximize your asset to better ways of learning English. And I know you may be overwhelmed by the amount of information you found and struggle to filter out what you actually need. But if you weren't even interested enough to learn or to find the information in the first place, why even think about improving it at all? Your hard work will be paid off, guys. Whatever it is, talking to yourself, recording videos, reading news, or romantic novels in English, watching TV show, YouTube, listening to podcasts, playing video games, joining clubs or study groups on Facebook. Just try every single method or tip that you could possibly find. But remember, what worked for others doesn't mean that it would work for you. There's so many different ways to learn and improve your English, but when you do your research, choose yourself as the anchor and work from there on. Always ask yourself what you like and work from that. It's easier to learn from your hobbies and interests. Also, it's easier to actively study and do research about it rather than passively cram a huge amount of vocabulary or force yourself to listen to a 2-hour-long BBC News video on YouTube. That's more like torturing to me, unless you're interested in politics. Number 2, practice and practice. Make studying English becomes your habit. Repeat it day by day, and trust me, there's no shortcut. If not a month, then a year, or even 10 years. You eventually get better. I recorded myself speaking in English for 30 minutes per day for 6 months. Of course, I missed a couple of days during the week, but I now have hundreds of video footage of me speaking to my laptop's camera in half a year. Do you know that I even have to purchase a hard drive to save all the videos because my laptop was out of storage? I even deleted lots of them to free up the laptop for my next recording. That's how determined I was with my English. So, would you trade off 15 minutes on social media for a listening test or a reading section? Would you consider sparing 10 minutes of your everyday to read out loud an English passage or article online to improve your skills? I think you really got the answer for yourself. Number 3, every house needs a strong foundation. And yes, I'm talking about basic grammar. Don't neglect your problems and start it all over again. It's okay. Would it be better not to embarrass yourself in front of your teacher and your friends, asking about the most basic tense in English, or frustrated because you didn't ask in the first place? I didn't get to learn English properly because I was so afraid of embarrassment. I was scared that people would find out I seriously lacked a basic knowledge for English back in my high school year. And also, the imposter syndrome was no good for my self-confidence in studying English. So I came across this interesting definition one time listening to The Mindful Kind, a podcast on Spotify about self-help. Please check out the podcast, it's amazing. So basically, the imposter syndrome is the experience of feeling down. You feel as though at any moment you are going to be found out as a fraud. Like you don't belong where you are and you only got there through dumb luck. There are many types of imposter syndrome, so if you want to find out more about it, just go online and search for further information. But back to what I said, don't ever ignore your problems. Ask when you don't know or feel unsure about grammatical points or word usage. It's okay. You do you. Let people laugh at your silly questions, but what really matters is you get the point of the problem. Again, you do you, and you do it for yourself. Anything else doesn't matter. Number 4, your goal. What is it? IELTS? Better at speaking? Getting good grades? Whatever it is, make it visible. Create a big impact. Even if you might start all over again, but be persistent and from then build your habits. Ask yourself, do I really want to do this? And how badly do I want to obtain this skill? And what does it take to get to the desired level? What is the very first step? No matter what it is, remember, consistency is the key. You cannot just feel motivated for one day and get bored or give up the next day. Learning a language or anything is a lifelong journey. You have to create enough motivation and willingness to put in the work every single day. Don't just simply start on something if you don't take it seriously, guys. Or you will end up doing everything halfway and quitting too soon. And please don't take it personally or feel offended, because even I myself has been experiencing the same thing. You're not alone in this journey. I would want somebody to be there and remind me of how much I have to work in order to get what I want. So, I hope you really consider the necessity of English or any kind of language in your life. How important it is to you. Which skills do you want to improve? What you can do about it? Where can you find the resources? Who to ask for? Keep asking more questions and step by step find the answer yourself. As I said, no one knows you better than you know yourself. Take time to understand what you need and stop putting in the work. Don't wait for someone else. You can do this. Good luck.